Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about the resupply strategy that Julia and I are going to be going with for our PCT Thru-Hike this summer. Um, First off, real quick, resupply just means, how are we going to get our food and supplies for the next stretch of, however many days we're going to be on trail between the next town. And this is something that is can be an extremely complicated um, planning that you have to do, but obviously absolutely necessary. And there's a few different ways you can go about it. Some people like to pre-plan, pre-package all of the food that they're going to be consuming for the next 4.5, 5 months, or beyond. Whereas some people like to kind of completely play it by ear and resupply 100% out of whatever's available in that town. Sometimes it's only going to be a convenience store, or a gas station. Sometimes it's going to be, a big town with a full supermarket or two supermarkets, an outdoor store of some kind where you can resupply, camping specific equipment and supplies. Um, so we've kind of gone with somewhere in the middle. We do have a pretty specific diet. We don't necessarily have allergies, but Julia is vegan. So obviously we're not going to be relying on eating, she's not going to be eating any kind of fish products or something like that. Like a lot of people eat tuna meals on the trail, and dehydrated meats and stuff like that. We're not going to be doing any of that sort of thing. The majority of our protein is going to be coming from whey. Yes, Julia's vegan, but she will be eating some whey on the trail just because it is the only way that she's going to be able to get, a half decent amount of protein into the diet. So that part of what we're doing, we want to be able to control. So we're going to be, mailing ahead a lot of, nutritional supplements to a lady named Abby in Bakersfield, and that's about Bakersfield. It will be about 35ish days into the hike. So we're going to be sending her a ton of stuff in advance, and she's welcomed it. So and then when we get there, she's going to pick us up from the trail. We're going to go to her place for a few days. We're going to set up about another 10 to 12 specific boxes of all these kind of specialty stuff that we're going to be able to want later on down the trail. Up until that point, we're going to be using a pretty large bounce box, a bucket, very durable, extremely large. This will get us through, probably cost us a fortune to mail it every time, but it's going to get us through the first 600 and some miles of trail. So the first, little over a month or so of hiking. What's going to be in there is just, some toiletry stuff, some batteries, some first aid stuff, but mainly a lot of like these supplements that we're going to be relying on to get us the nutrition that we need, that we want to be able to stay fit and healthy on the trail. So that's kind of the strategy we decided to go with. The majority of our food we are going to be resupplying out of whatever that town has to offer. Sometimes you go into a town and it has a great resupply, grocery store, that sort of thing. So what you do is you resupply for the next stretch, and then we'll be sending ahead food to the next town, which might not have any kind of real resupply available. So you send food for the stretch after this next one's coming up to that town, and when you go to that town that doesn't really have much, you pick it up at the post office and you have food again for the next stretch. And we'll be using the bounce box for kind of that, and our supplements for the first while till we get to Abby. When we get to Abby, we will set up those 10 or 12 boxes, and she's going to send us those to those towns that don't really have much in them. That we can go, and we'll get these boxes that will have pretty much everything we need for that next stretch of trail. So that's why we've decided to go about it. Some control, some variety. A lot of people, they pre-package all this food, and yes, they do have a lot of control, but it doesn't always end up working out in their favor. A lot of people get sick of stuff and they ditch food. They try to trade it with other people. Or they kind of just ditch that strategy altogether and end up going with a buy-as-you-go strategy anyways. So we know that, we're not going to get sick of taking these products. The main thing that we're going to be saying to ourselves is just the supplements, the protein powder, the veggie greens, the phytoberry, the vitamins, certain things that that we really want to have in our diet, that we take every day now, we don't get sick of. So yeah, it's just those things that we're going to need to help kind of fill in the gaps of what we're not going to be able to get from eating meats and eating the variety of fresh foods that we eat now. And you know, when you're putting your body through what we're all going to be putting our bodies through on the trail, over that length of time, you know, it is good to put some quality nutrition back into your body. So we want to make sure we have those few things in place, and then resupply as best we can with whatever that town has to offer. So that's what we're going with, and yeah, wish us luck.